For nearly 20 years, one man hunted in plain sight, picking up women, killing them, then returning to their graves like trophies. Dozens vanished, no suspect, until a microscopic trail of paint and an old DNA swab finally exposed him. It started in 1982. 5 bodies found along Washington's Green River, all young women missing from Seattle streets. The press named him the Green River Killer. Police built the biggest task force in state history, chasing hundreds of leads that died fast. What they didn't know, the killer was watching their every move. Gary Ridgway looked harmless, a quiet truck painter, husband, churchgoer. But at night, he cruised the Pacific Highway, preying on women he thought no one would notice. He'd show a photo of his son to gain trust, offer a ride, and strike when they were alone. He strangled victims with his hands or a ligature, sometimes during or after sex. Then he'd dump the bodies in wooded areas or along the Green River, marking hidden clusters only he could find. Sometimes he returned to those sites, acts so disturbing detectives could barely speak of them. Ridgway learned to hide his crimes. He scattered remains to confuse police and even planted evidence from one victim near another. When detectives questioned him in the 80s, he passed lie detectors twice and kept killing. All that remained were microscopic traces, specks of green paint from his factory job, and tiny bits of DNA that technology couldn't yet decode. He thought he'd buried his secrets forever, but those traces would one day destroy him. By the late 90s, the case was cold. Then forensic science evolved. Investigators reopened sealed boxes, hair strands, saliva swabs, flecks of paint, and tested them again. The DNA hit matched Gary Ridgway. The paint on victims matched the paint at his Kenworth truck plant. On November 30th, 2001, detectives surrounded him as he left work. The quiet man who blended in for decades was suddenly the most prolific serial killer in American history. In 2003, Ridgway confessed 48 murders in exchange for avoiding the death penalty. To prove it, he led detectives through forests and ravines, calmly describing how he killed and where each body lay. Sometimes, he hinted the real number was closer to 70, maybe more. He never showed emotion. In court, he said his only regret was getting caught. He's now serving life without parole, and even today, DNA continues to identify new victims tied to his crimes. Gary Ridgway proved monsters can look ordinary, smiling at neighbors, clocking in for work, raising a family. But science caught what lies never could. If you want more dark true crime stories told fast and raw, subscribe and like the video.